What's going on, guys? Back with another video. All the parts are painted from the last video. We have it all here. Now we're just going to throw it all in the engine. We got the backing plate, most of the thermostat housing. We do need to paint the other tube that runs for the heater core, so we're going to have to do that too. Alternator bracket looks okay, but I'm going to show you guys. We're going to do a little time lapse. I'm going to throw all the new painted parts on, put the cam gears back on, and we're going to start setting up the timing stuff. Okay, guys, we're back. I had to take a little hiatus because I had to help a friend with his car. You guys saw that probably in the last clip. But now we're going to be ready to start bolting on some parts. So I just have the ICBs on here because I'll show in a couple buddies. But we got the back plate here to find the bolts and where I put them. It's always the funnest part. Got the cam gears here. We're going to be throwing these back on. If you guys can actually see me, I don't know. Your back bolts. These should be okay. I wish I had something that can clean bolts up. Because I hate my bolts. The reason I painted this gray too is because they're all black. And I don't know, I want it to be different. So aluminum color it is, I don't know. I believe this panel is aluminum, so that makes sense. A lot of people want to delete this panel, but it actually has timing marks on it, so I don't suggest it. But we're going to bolt some parts on. I'm going to throw you guys on a little time lapse. This video isn't going to be super long because I'm going away this next weekend, so I'm going to try to film another video today. That way I only have to film one throughout the week. That way I have the weekend off. So these are going to be a couple 10 mils. We're going to tighten them about spark plug tightening, do a little tighter because you don't want them rattling out. But they're not a big deal, so, you know, if you were even missing a bolt, it's not really a huge deal. I obviously suggest finding the bolt if you're missing it, but if you don't have it, it's okay. So, I'm torquing down the cam gears here. It's going to be 37 to 44 foot, so I already have my torque wrench set to 40. It's going to be a 24 mil on the cams to hold the cam, and then this here. Guys, got to make sure you torque your cam gears. This is important. It's going to suck, so. Okay guys, it's water pump time. I'm going to walk you through this, that way you guys don't have any confusion on it. I think a water pump is, you know, it's easy. It's not hard. Just, if you don't know what you're doing, it might be hard. Grab the water pump out of the box. Brand new Gates water pump. There's a part number if you need it. There's the water pump. And then, more importantly, our gasket. Gaskets be very important, so make sure you don't mess these up or lose them. Okay. Not showing you guys this off camera, but I'm just opening up the gaskets. Nothing crazy. So you will most likely get this little black seal. Oh, 1 second. You will get this black seal. It's supposed to go like that. See it just, oh, I don't know if you guys saw that. Where's the camera? Goes like this. You know, goes like, goes like this. Yeah, it goes like this. I don't know why Mazda has these, if you want me to be honest. I don't know if there's a real reason for them. This one doesn't really make any sense, I won't lie to you. Maybe it goes like this. Yeah, it might. But I don't run them. They kind of make it look weird. This is the way it goes, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, this is definitely the way it goes, actually. So it does go like this. So you can see if it's on the real nice. I don't know what the whole goal of this thing is. Maybe for air, but that is going to tuck behind like that. As you guys can see, it goes in like that. But besides that, it's easy. So we're going to take the bolts off. Water pump bolts are specific, I believe. I mean, obviously you can probably find them. I don't like to confuse them. These bolts are already weak as they are. So I don't even like to mix them up. Probably actually going to look up the real torque spec. I feel like that might be necessary. I've obviously done it without torquing it 100% properly. Does it make a difference? Not really. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. Here we go. See, it should just like almost snap in. Feels like it's in there good. Make sure real quick. Yep, it's on there good. So you're just going to take your bolts, you're going to thread them in. You have to, do not tighten this with an impact. You will snap the bolts right off, I promise. And I don't Loctite here. If you want to, go ahead. I don't. I think it's a little unnecessary. New Gates water pump looks so nice though. People started talking shit on Gates, saying that a lot of their stuff's now being made in China. I don't know. Could be true. I'm not paying attention to it though, because Gates has never let me down. Then again, AutoZone has really never let me down either, so I don't know why people just talk crap. I don't get it. We're going to tighten those two bottom bolts up a little bit so my top bolts get lined up. I am going to use my electric ratchet, but I'm not going to tighten them all the way. I didn't put the gasket on, so we're going to take it all actually apart. That's crazy. Well, you guys got the idea, so I'm going to do it off camera, that way I can make sure it's correct. But you're just going to want to put your gasket in, and then remember, it slips up like that. Not like this, like that. So yeah, I'll do it off camera and I'll be back at you guys. Okay guys, water pump's torqued down to 19 foot-pounds, that's what I found online. While you're here, just make sure this spins, because if it's not spinning, that means it's stuck on the block. So, give that a good spin, feels good, cool. So we have everything almost bolted on. Now we're going to be able to add our heater core line and our alternator bracket. We could have added our alternator bracket earlier, I'm not going to lie to you, but I did it because I didn't know if it would get in the way. So now we got this, which thankfully, if you get a water pump from Gates, they're going to send you a gasket for this piece I'm about to bring out. They're also going to send you a little baby washer. That washer is going to be for that tube that connects to this bracket. The reason I was going to try to put this bracket on before, but I couldn't, obviously, for a reason. The reason is you need the water pump. So gaskets, for me, have always kind of sucked, especially if you're doing it in the car. This gasket's hard to stay on, especially for the water pump. Little dabs of RTV will save your life there. So yeah, just add a little dab of RTV to anything, and you know, you'll be good. It'll keep the gaskets in place. Obviously, this one is quite easy. There, it's done. It's on. Now it's got to tighten up these 12 mils, but that's on. And that, one of the lines is going to run to your bottom radiator, and then this is going to run against the block all the way to your heater core. Once again, don't use impacts to tighten these. As you can tell, I'm not even going tight with the ratchet. I'm still doing it by hand afterwards. These bolts are notorious for snapping, especially at the age, and because there's going to be water running with them. So yeah, that's on. You're going to get a little O-ring too. The little O-ring is going to go on this pipe. If I have the pipe. There it is. I have yet to paint mine for some reason. But the O-ring you'll get will replace this O-ring on this tube. Make sure you do it. It is a common leaking place. But this will run into here. I'm not going to do it because it's kind of hard to get out. It will snap. It will go onto the exhaust stud. This will run into your heater core. I'm not going to run a heater core. Really wish I didn't have to run this. If I knew how to weld aluminum, I would snip it right here and weld it, but I don't. So I'm probably just going to run it all the way to a block. It's annoying, makes the engine less serviceable, but what am I going to do? Unless someone knows how to weld aluminum and can help me, but not a really big deal besides that. So we basically got all our parts bolted on. We're going to paint this tube. We didn't get any of our sensors in. I'm still weary if I want to replace them or not. And we have the alternator bracket. Alternator bracket, in my opinion, was probably the worst part that came out of the batch. It doesn't look the greatest, but it will work, and that goes right here. I don't know if you guys saw that, but we're going to start bolting that on. I only had the ITBs on for the test fit, just to show my buddies what they look like in my car if I ever eventually do it. But seeing them on here really makes me want to do it to the cart. So, I don't know, maybe I will do it to the cart. These ITBs are cheap to replicate, so I could just build another set for my personal car. So now I gotta find some bolts for the alternator bracket. Might not be fun. I don't know where I put the bolts. So I'll be back with you guys once I find the bolts for the alternator bracket. Okay guys, I'm sorry, the fucking camera died and I just timed the whole motor and I'm not untiming it, so whatever's there hopefully is enough, but I'm gonna walk you guys through it on the tripod real quick. Alright guys, so the basic idea is pretty simple. We have to line top dead center and the cams timing together. So, on your backing plate you're gonna have an E and an I. That's intake and exhaust. We have to line up each with each. So on the exhaust side, the E should be facing up. If your E isn't facing up, fix it. So now that your E and your I are both facing directly up, with the dot, there's going to be a dot once you take the cam gear off. You need to make sure they're lined up. You need to make sure you torque them. You need to make sure you Loctite them, though they're very important. If they rattle off, it's going to really mess some things up. Thankfully, they're not an interference motor, so you won't blow the motor, but you'll get damn close. So next, we've got our two tensioners. These are two 14 mil bolts. I don't Loctite these. You can if you'd like. You need to put these in. I put them in last. It's up to you. Then, you're going to have your 21 bolt, your bottom cam gear or timing gear, and the pin. You need to make sure the pin goes in enough, and the bolt will hold the pin tight past there. So next, we're going to do what we have up here. This is a 24 mil, two 24 mil wrenches is the correct way to do this. But an adjustable works just fine. An adjustable on one of them, 24 on the other, and a vice grip holding them together locks these two together. Then, throw your timing belt on. You need to get this as tight as possible. You see how tight it is right now? It's got some play, but nothing crazy. There needs to be 19 teeth in between the belt. I'm going to count with you guys right now. Let's make sure you did it. You're going to do it on the first lift. So that one's the first lift. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 to the first lift. That's right. So the timing is done correctly. Now, once you have your belts on, this is 19 teeth in between, you're going to check everything once again. So we're going to make sure our E and our E are lined up on the dots right here. Yes, this is the intake side. So the I on the top of the cam gear needs to be facing up towards the dot, but the E is going to line up with the E, and the I is going to line up with the I. I don't know why they did it like that. It makes sense, but if this is your first time doing it, that's not going to make much sense. Make sure your bottom gear is lined up. It might be off a slight little bit. Mine usually are. Try not to have it off a little bit, but if it is, don't worry too much. I'll put that back a little. So next, you're going to tighten these two down with the belt on the inside of them. Once they're tight, you're going to get this spring. I use a pair of needle nose. It works great. I put it on the inside, then stretch it to pull the pulley in. And that's going to tension your belt. So after that, you're going to take the vice grip and all this off the top, and you're going to rotate it 5 times. So let's do that together. Try not to mark up your cams with these. I've electrical taped them on nicer motors. I don't really care too much about this one, if you want me to be honest. Turn your ratchet to on, and we're going to look at it and just watch it rotate. Make sure the belt isn't walking off on any of the gears or here or even here. Just make sure. Okay. We haven't even gone one rotation yet. Let's go one rotation. One rotation done. Listen for things. listen for compression, listen for everything. Okay, that's 2 rotations. Three rotations. Maybe it's actually only 4. I won't even lie to you. We'll do 4. And then you're going to look at everything again. Make sure everything lined back up. The I and the I are lined. The E and the E are lined. And I'm lined up here at top dead center. I'm going to do 1 more rotation. Just because I thought it was 5 in my head. I'm obviously wrong. Yeah, I'm wrong. So maybe it's 6 actually. Okay, every 2 rotations should be the correct thing. So there's 2 rotations, so that's 6, and we're still good. So the timing is now done. Make sure every time you do a timing belt, do a water pump. They're $40, especially on Rock Auto. I do suggest typically replacing these tensioners. Mine were in okay shape, and I'm definitely probably going to tore this motor apart next summer, so it's not even worth it for me. So yeah, that's how you time a Mazda Miata motor. It's super straightforward. It's very easy. It's probably not as easy as like a 2J where you just pull the pin. It's definitely better than an LS. But yeah, don't be too upset if you mess it up. You're not going to blow the motor as long as it is a 1618, or I believe any Miata motor is non-interference. Don't quote me. But if your Miata is from 90 to, let's say, 98, maybe, yeah, even the 2000s ones. So all the way until like 2005, I want to say. They're non-interference, don't worry about it. If you have the VVT motor, I can't help you. I can do it if I was there and I took it apart, but since I didn't and I don't have it, I really don't know exactly, and I don't want to steer you guys wrong. But if you have a 1618, this is the proper way to time your motor. So that's going to be it for this video, guys. It was basically me just bolting stuff together. I am going to paint this tube for my rear, the heater core. But besides that, I think we're done. So yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please leave them in the comments below. I answer all the comments, or at least I like them all if they're stupid, which, no offense, typically they're a little stupid. So yeah. Next, obviously, we're going to paint that tube. We're going to paint our front timing covers. We're going to put the whole thing together. I got to find an exhaust. We'll throw our stock intake on. Maybe the ITPs. Leave in the comments if you think we should do that. And I'll throw our valve cover on, put our dipstick back on, and we'll have this thing running in no time. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys are having a great weekend. Continue to have a great weekend. I will see you guys sometime this week for the first video, and probably Thursday or Friday for the second. Have a great Easter, guys, and yeah, stay safe. Have a great day, guys.